Oh, Nicolas Jackson made the wrong move. Oh, he should have stayed at Chelsea. Oh, why did he go to Bayern Munich? Oh, why didn't he stay where Chelsea wanted him? Calm down. Before you are a football fan, you are also a human. See, I know multiple blames will want to go to Nicolas Jackson and all of that because of what has been said in the media, by the German, by the Bayern Munich, or one of the Bayern Munich legends who is also part of the board as well. But see, you can't blame Nicolas Jackson 100%. See, let's be humans first. All right, let's keep emotions away. All right. A whole lot of things has been said in the media when this news broke. A whole lot of things has been said about Nicolas Jackson leaving Chelsea and all of this. He also have a blame. I'm going to blame him on the later course of this video. So watch to the end so you could understand what I'm trying to say about Nicolas Jackson. Yeah, so Nicolas Jackson, has been hinted that he was going to leave Chelsea. In the last couple of weeks or months, after this whole, when Chelsea signed the Delap and João Pedro in the Club World Cup and all of that, it has already been clear that Nicolas Jackson will definitely leave Chelsea at some point. I understand that for a fact. But let's be honest, all right? He has not been very clinical, in Chelsea, in the Chelsea colours. He has not been the best of, strikers. He has scored 30 goals in 2 years, being a Chelsea striker. He did well in the first year, and that was why Chelsea saw that, yes, there was a potential on this guy, and they retained him. But he has not been that kind of caliber of striker Chelsea wanted. That does not mean he's not a good striker. Put Nicolas Jackson in Newcastle. Put Nicolas Jackson in Aston Villa. He's going to do well. But he's not up to that Chelsea standard. I understand. But for the records, he's been one of the best strikers in Chelsea since Diego Costa. Let's not forget that for a fact. But that being said, Chelsea did not ask him to leave. He wanted to leave because obviously he doesn't want to be the third choice striker. And you go understand that for a fact. No problem. We get it. You understand. We understand. Fine. Now, there were multiple offers on the table. But the major concrete offer, the most concrete offer was the Bayern Munich move. Alright. Now, Bayern Munich were so interested in Nicolas Jackson that they actually paid a record loan fee for him. Now, after this whole news break from Uli Hoeneß, he said, according to him, before I read these tweets, let's talk more about Nicolas Jackson. Before this tweet came out from Uli Hoeneß, he said Nicolas Jackson, he was on the verge of doing his medicals as a Bayern Munich player. Now there was an injury to Delap, against Fulham, and Chelsea called Nicolas Jackson to come back. Now, for Nicolas Jackson to come back, it sounds crazy because at this point you have already agreed, he has already agreed personal terms. Chelsea has already agreed a loan fee and everything for him to go over to Bayern Munich. So coming back was another big issue. So for them to actually, for him that deal to go through, he has to force his way. And we were so desperate that his agent had to pay 3 million euros out of the remaining fee that Bayern Munich was supposed to pay Chelsea, 16 million euros. Then Bayern Munich had a 56 million euros buy option or obligation to buy. Now, I've seen, or what I sense in this case is desperation at this point, because see, once you have added your own money to make a move, possible, this is not an outright buy. Let's not forget. This is a loan with an obligation to buy. Remember, Chelsea also had a loan with an obligation to buy first Jadon Sancho, but Chelsea did not activate that. Chelsea even had to pay a fine to send him back. So an obligation to buy does not possibly mean it's a guaranteed buy for Bayern Munich. Now, there was a clause in his contract with Bayern Munich that he has to start 40 games. How many games do Bayern Munich play in a season? Last season, they played 58 games. And it's not like Bayern Munich are short of a striker. Bayern Munich already has a striker in Harry Kane. So, there is no way Nicolas Jackson will start ahead of Harry Kane. Nicolas Jackson is not a winger. He's a striker. So, he wants to play as a striker. Now, according to this tweet, there will definitely not be a permanent contract that only happens if he plays 40 games from the start. He will never do that. In as much as this tweet is brutal, see, I think this tweet is coming from somebody who doesn't know how to keep secrets. Right? Because if this is a secret within the board of Bayern Munich, it should be kept within them and see if this guy surpass expectation. Alright? There was a buy option, I think, in the Arsenal signing of Sterling from Chelsea. Arsenal didn't exercise that option, and that was it. So you do not see this kind of clubs coming out to say, we will not buy you no matter what you do. There's no way you are going to start 40 games. There's no way. No, they keep it in between themselves. That is how it's done. It's a secret until this guy surpasses expectation. That is when you pull out the brother and say, we must buy you. So that is coming from somebody who doesn't know how to keep secrets in the Bayern Munich coffers. So now let's talk about this agent, because I would blame Jackson's agents. You don't force a move and put your money on the ground down when it's not a permanent move, like what Victor Gyökeres agent did and Benjamin Sesko's agent did to force a move to Manchester United and Arsenal, because that was a permanent move. That was a definite offer. So this is a loan. You don't do that. That is you telling Bayern Munich that you are so desperate. Chelsea were never desperate in letting him go. Chelsea felt if he goes, fine. If he doesn't go, we'll integrate him into the squad. Another offer will come. Aston Villa is there. Outer clubs will definitely come for Nicholas Jackson. But I understand he doesn't want to be a choice striker. Let's not blame this guy. We can't blame him. He is a footballer. He wants to play. He doesn't want to be a third choice striker. So let's understand that for a fact first. The person that has this blame has to be his agent. How would you agree to a 40 to 40 starts when you know definitely that Harry Kane is the major striker in Bayern Munich? Agreeing to that fact simply means that it might not be possible. It's just like those hard add-ons that they insert in a player's contract in probably Aston Villa, and you say if Aston Villa win the Champions League, they are going to pay extra 5 million. When that is not realistic. No disrespect to Aston Villa, but when that is not realistic, at this point it is not realistic for Nicholas Jackson to start 40 games for Bayern Munich. It is true. It is true. How would you start 40 games ahead of Harry Kane? How is that possible? So you blame the agents. You blame the agent for the desperation. Because the agent was so desperate to make that move to Bayern Munich, I don't know if he didn't read the clauses in there that he has to start 40 games. Bayern Munich played 58 games last season. They have 34 games in the Bundesliga. They have Champions League. They have the FA Pokal. How many games do you think Nicholas Jackson will start when there's Harry Kane? When they still have an out and night one of the best strikers in the world in Bayern Munich? Makes it make sense. So at this point, I don't know, but I don't see Bayern Munich signing him. To me, I'm being honest. Before this deal, before this tweet came out, I didn't see. I've never thought of it that Bayern Munich is going to sign him permanently. Because why? Like, okay, fine. If there's probably another clause, or they feel Harry Kane maybe is getting old and all of that. Harry Kane still have 2 years contract left. He's still doing well. He's still scoring goals. If Bayern Munich want to sign him, fine. It's possible. Fine, no problem. But if it is based on that clause, I don't see it happening. If it's based on something else, like, okay, forget about the clause. Let's sign him. Then I see it happening. Because let's be honest, the Premier League is better than the Bundesliga. In terms of pace, everything, it's way better than the Bundesliga. So players definitely will want to showcase their skill and they want to do well, who have done well in the Premier League. Look at what Luis Diaz is doing for Bayern Munich already. He would definitely want to do well over there at Bayern Munich if he's given the chance. Nicholas Jackson is not a bad striker. Let me understand what I'm saying. Nicholas Jackson is really not a bad striker. He just has to work on his finishing. His hold-up play is fantastic. His link-up play is fantastic. His build-up is one of the best. But he has to work on his finishing. And if he adds that to his game, he will be one of the best strikers. Why do you think he was not sold for 30 million euros? Because they know his value. Why do you think he's worth 60 million on record on loan? Because they know his value. So nobody should mock this guy. Before he's a footballer, he is also a human. So no disrespect, no shades, nothing to Nicolas Jackson. If it doesn't work out over there at Bayern Munich, he can come back to Chelsea. That's not a problem. Get a move elsewhere. Other clubs will be willing to take him. He's not a really bad player. He just needs to work on those things that are really, really important to be a very complete striker, in the Premier League or elsewhere. So I wish him all the best in everything he does, but he needs, nobody should actually mock him. And trust me, he's going to do well. I think he's going to do well when he's given the chance, to prove himself at Bayern Munich. That being said, let me know what you think about Nicolas Jackson. I don't want to let this video be too long, but if you have watched this video up to this point, let me know what you think about his agents. Let me know what you think about the player himself, and if you think Bayern Munich is going to sign him, because trust me, with the way it's going, I don't think it's going to be possible. But let me know and share your thoughts in the comments. If you're new to this channel, please hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, please subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and share your thoughts also in the comment section. There are other videos here in which you can watch to get more videos or more content concerning this channel. So let me know what you think about all of this and share your thoughts in the comment section. And come your way again next time. I remain your boy Mike Way. Stay cool. Cheers.